Hello. This week we're discussing air pollution. I'm not sure how many of you realize that there are statistics saying that 90% of humans are exposed to air pollution. What is air pollution? It, as you probably saw in the materials that I posted online, it consists not just of chemicals, but also of particulate matter. The particulate matter they're discovering is a much larger problem than previously thought. The particulate matter is little tiny pieces of soot, and it's called PM, and there's PM10 for 10 micron diameter of particulate matter, and then 2.5 for 2.5 microns. The 2.5 is especially dangerous because it's considered to be a nanoparticle, and it goes across blood barriers. There was a study that just came out, a very small population size, less than 200, of people in Mexico who were exposed to 2.5 PM. And they were exposed from the time they were infants up through their 20s, and they had a much greater chance of developing Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So they're just now doing studies about how awful 2.5 PM is for our health. And the other thing that we have to think about is, what about wildlife? You know, wildlife has to breathe the air. We can go inside and get air filters and everything, but wildlife can't. They're breathing this air. I looked at the information, the air quality index for this area, for Cambria County, just this morning, October the 8th. And it's pretty good. Surprisingly, Altoona has a high ozone level, which was surprising to me. But for the most part, this area is pretty good. There was a huge spike in air pollution in this area in 2005, and I don't know why. But why would there be air pollution in a rural area like this? Well, one of the reasons could possibly be, and probably is, because of the coal-fired generating plants that are just west of here. There's one in Homer City. And I'm not sure if it has the scrubbers. I haven't done the research on that. But no matter what, it is emitting chemicals and particles that are coming this way because of the prevailing winds. I'm not sure if you know that the New England part of the United States has been called the tailpipe of the United States, because when there were so many industrial activities in the Great Lakes area, the prevailing winds would pick up the emissions from all of those factories and plants and carry those emissions over to New England in the northeast part of the United States. And so the air quality in New England was actually horrible. You don't think like that because it has a lot of trees, but even the trees couldn't keep up with all of the air pollution that came from the factories. They've proven that factories from China that are polluting have their pollution carried over to the United States because of the wind. Now imagine, all the way across the Pacific Ocean. And that's how resilient this air pollution is. Some of the cities in the world, like Delhi and Beijing, Shanghai, you can barely even see the buildings because of the air pollution. What causes the air pollution in cities a lot of times is not so much industrial activities, although that's one cause, but cars and trucks and other kinds of vehicles that we use for transportation. Now, what can you do? Well, you can walk more, drive less. If you have to drive, then drive a car that is fuel efficient. A number of you mentioned electric cars earlier in your essays at the beginning of the semester. There are two issues with electric cars. One is a lot depends on how the electricity is generated that you're using to recharge the battery in your electric cars. If the electricity is coming from a coal-fired generating plant, then you're still polluting, even if you're driving this electric car. The other issue with electric cars is the minerals that are necessary for the batteries, mostly lithium. And mining for lithium causes intense environmental degradation. But that's not today's topic. That is for another topic, another week. This is on air pollution. And take public transportation if you can. which isn't really an option around here. Carpool. And I hate to say this as someone who came from aviation, but fly less. If you do there are websites where you can track your carbon budget, and I was really proud thinking, wow, I've done really well until I plugged in my flights. And flying contributes a lot to air pollution and greenhouse gases. It's sad, but it's true. So I think that's all I'm going to say now about air pollution. I hope that you have reviewed the materials that I've put online. And once again, if you have any questions, let me know, and feel free to join us on Tuesdays at 5 via Zoom. Thank you. Bye.